the question presented to us here at Win Wellness was, do I need to get probiotics that are refrigerated? I see a lot of different things online. Some say the freeze-dried stuff's just as good. I don't need to get ones that are refrigerated. What's the truth? Well, in short, no, you don't need to get refrigerated ones, but you probably should, as they have been proven for, slightly better proven at least, for efficacy. Now, the freeze-dried ones may be good as well, but we do know this much about probiotic strains. When it comes to lactobacillus, when it comes to bifidobacterium and streptococcus, those types of strains are very sensitive to heat. They're very sensitive to humidity in the manufacturing process, and so their effectiveness can be diminished if they are highly processed, if they're stored in warm, undesirable conditions, right? And so typically it just makes sense to refrigerate them. Now, number one, just look at the label. It'll tell you if you need to refrigerate them or not. But also, you want to look for something that is combined with energy sources, with prebiotics, and with vitamins. Now, that improves the effectiveness of these probiotic bacteria, right? So when we talk about some vitamins, look at some things that they produce. Look at short chain fatty acids and B vitamins. Look at enzymes that they produce. B1, 2, 5, 7, 9, our bacteria can make as postbiotics. So I think a simple way to look at this is say, okay, let me get something that has prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics, requires refrigeration, has a large species diversity. So you want to see a nice long list, many different species on there. And it has anywhere from 10 to 100 billion, that's a billion colony forming units. You don't want to hear millions, you want to hear billions. And so that's just what you should probably go for, is something that's refrigerated and that has all that good stuff in it. So probiotics, their benefits we've talked about here at Win Wellness, but they extend far beyond digestion. They regulate your immune system. They regulate levels of serotonin in your brain. That's your happy hormone / neurotransmitter. 90% is produced in the gut, and so we get deficits in mood. Right? If somebody doesn't have proper amount of gut bacteria, you can't break things down right, you're more likely to get sick. They affect your metabolism, they affect muscle growth, they affect fat burning, they affect all sorts of things. So really important to take those probiotics. You can get them in, fermented foods like kimchi, natto, miso, tempeh, sauerkraut, kefir, kombucha, sour milk, yogurt if we didn't say that, all that kind of stuff. But I think taking a supplement makes it really easy. And, what if you open it? Another part of their question was, if I open it and it fizzes, is that good? It just means those puppies are alive, baby. So they're alive and well, and you should get them in the fridge, and that's a good thing. So I got one recently that had 50 billion CFUs. It had prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. It had a nice, diverse panel of strains, and it's to be refrigerated, and that thing fizzed like crazy when I opened it. But, you feel the difference when you start taking them. You feel good, right? So let's see what we got here. What up, G-Zilla? How you doing? Anonymous. Derp BD. It depends on one's metabolism. Find out, see what works. Okay, you talking about probiotics? Oh, Giannis Mercado. Yeah, freeze-dried lessens it. I'm saying they should be stored in the fridge. Refrigerated is different than frozen. They're not active when they freeze-dry them. They're dormant. Right? They're sitting on a they're in a powder or something on a shelf. Right? Any tips or shifts, switch off at night? We did a whole video on that. Maybe I could send you some of this stuff. But keeping the room cool, try to keep it 68 degrees or less. Don't look at blue light, within an hour before bed or so. If you can't fall asleep, then, get up out of bed and do something first. And do something that expends some mental energy. Maybe at night, read something, but less stimulation with artificial items, we should say, whether it's TV or whether it's your phone. Things of that nature. But I think keeping the room really cold is very helpful, for a lot of people. They did a study at the University of Southern Australia. They found the number one contributing factor to insomnia was actually temperature regulation. So that's why I really talk about that one. You can have things like L-theanine if your brain is racing. Magnesium is great. 500 milligrams a night within an hour before bed would be good. Veggies and Boy, what up? Stefan Fire, Daniel Herrera. Hey, yo, Housen, Buddy E. Sharp, and the first one on today was Dr. Jake, the Arctic Beast. What's up, my man? This one's absolutely for you. You're the Arctic Beast, and you were the first one on today. Thanks for the love, brother. I miss you, man. I'm actually in Davenport right now, so if you're out here, let's link up. What do you say? I'll be here for homecoming too, so I'll be here for the next 8 days or so, or a little bit more. But dude, I was actually talking to someone about you today. I was in the gym and this kid was pumping like 365 on the bench. I was like, "That's good, man. Where you from? Blah blah blah." We were talking. I said, "Jake Rammel?" He was like, "No." He's like third try. He has no idea, But so he graduated, somewhere recent. But he's a beast. He does crazy lifts and talking about you, man. So it's funny you were on here today. And the first one at that. What up, Robert McKeon? Emily, what's up? El Choi, I'm doing great, my fine feather friend. How you doing? You guys have a fantastic rest of your night. It's all we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have a great one. Thanks a lot. And happy Wend Wellness. What up, next level?